So this is a crazy good development. When I was a 5 or 6-year-old child, I visited my family. Picture this, this was behind the Iron Curtain in Poland at the time, under heavy Soviet influence. Some would say occupied by the Soviets. And it was November. Picture the gloomy November. We're walking into a multi-family house, one of the apartments where my uncle lived. We walk in and there's this computer, a machine, white box, creamy white keyboard, a screen, black screen, glowing amber characters, and I'm mesmerized. I get to type in a few characters, hit enter, and then my parents take me away from the machine because I'm not supposed to be doing it. And what was happening there is I had a chance to experience a proper personal computer for the first time. This was a PC. I think we would call it an IBM. This was not an IBM machine. It was likely a Taiwanese clone. That happened, or that was possible, because IBM decided to release all the specifications back in 1981, saying, hey, this is how do you build a personal computer. This is what you need to do. These are the circuits. These are the processors that you put into the machine, Intel 8086 or Intel 8088, depending on the version. Look, there was a crazy move by IBM back in 1981. Oh wait, that was 83, I think. I'll double check that. Early 80s. Anyways, sorry, I have to stop. Anyways, IBM came up with a PC, and then they decided to completely open it. Crazy move. But really what happened is they created a new market and they grew it. So over the next few years, the market quadrupled. No, there was the IBM share of the market that quadrupled. No, wait. The IBM's share roughly stayed the same. No, that's crazy as well. Okay, let me just move back a tiny bit. Back in 81, IBM's revenue from the PC market was around $1 billion. 84, $4 billion. Even though they grew the market, even though they opened their specifications, it was still a good deal for IBM. And you know what happened next, right? I mean, this is crazy. We still use PCs at homes, at offices. There was a massive move. So what happened last week was kind of similar. And look, I'm not a fortune teller, but I would be paying attention. Linux Foundation created a new group focusing on agents and the regulation of AI agents. AI Agents Foundation. A couple of companies, Block, OpenAI, and Anthropic, donated their own projects into it, meaning those projects are not only open, but they're community-driven, community-managed. Sorry, let's stop again. Anthropic donated their project called Model Context Protocol, which is a protocol that allows agents to talk to external systems. Anthropic came up with it in November 2024, and now it's December 2025. Yes, Anthropic released it already in November 2024, but they were still in control of that. December 2025. Now anyone can not only use that protocol, but also contribute to any future development of the protocol, which is massive, because no big company will want to commit to a protocol if they didn't have control over it. Imagine what will happen if, let's say, that company, invested in massive amounts of infrastructure, and then suddenly Anthropic changed the protocol so that infrastructure wouldn't make sense anymore. So now it's not a worry anymore, because MCP, Model Context Protocol, is an open and neutral standard governed by a subsidiary of the Linux Foundation. MCP allows agents to access external resources. Normally we would think about it as tools, but you need to think about it as your systems. If you imagine you could have algorithmic customers, well, this is how you let them in. Not via a web page, but via an MCP interface. Banks like Grasshopper in the US is a small commercial bank. They introduced MCP so that you can go to your favorite chatbot and ask what your balances are, and it's going to work. So yeah, imagine asking a chatbot, hey, what's my balance? Have I received that particular transfer? You can all do that, not via a web page, not via a mobile app, but you can just ask your bot to give you that answer. I have a name for this model. That's my dog. Oh, there she is. Her name is Pi, like the number pi. So you don't have to check a website. You don't have to use a mobile app. Just go into your chatbot and say, hey, chatbot, what's the balance in my accounts? Have I received a transfer? Not just banks. Figma, the design service, they created an MCP server, so you can ask your chatbots to create designs for you. There are probably about 18,000. That's 18,000 servers listed on various server directories. So this is like a crazy good development. Count how many times I said crazy in this video. So pay attention. I'm not saying you need to open up your systems today, but what I'm saying is when I was 5-6 years old and I put my hands on that PC, I had no idea that this was a harbinger, a first example of a revolution that was coming, because the PC standard became open. The MCP standard is open now. Hard to predict the future, but I'm guessing it's good to pay attention to what's happening with MCP at the moment, because you might want to stay ahead of others. And whenever you see MCP becoming really common or starting to become really common in your industry, you probably should be building your servers as well. Hey Pi, wanna keep running or just sniffing? In the economy of algorithms, I wrote about an approach or a business principle called B2A to C. I called it business to algorithm to customer. Call it business to agent to customer. Do you have a B2A to C channel in your business? Maybe you want to have one. All right, that's me, Marek, and you stay curious.